Welcome to Selling 101 Systems and Process Foundation. This is part of our eBit series. Our eBit series are tidbits of e-learning information, 10 to 15 minutes long, that allows you to view, learn information, and make your decisions about how to educate yourself moving forward. If you're looking for more information, check out our e-webinars, which are 60 to 90 minutes long, or our e-workshops, which are 1 day to multiple days long. But let's get started. Let's start with a true story. This is a story about myself, actually, years ago when I was looking for a family car. The problem was I pulled up in a car and I was driving a 1983 Chevy Camaro T-Top. Beautiful car, 5-speed, very fast car. And what happened was the salesperson jumped to conclusions. As I got out and started looking at what I wanted to look to purchase, he lacked any questions, yet alone good questions. And he made assumptions based upon what he saw that I pulled up in. He took me to the fast cars, the sports cars, and says, hey, great, look, this car goes 0 to 60 in 5.2 seconds. I'm like, I'm not looking for something that fast. Took me to the next car. This car has rack and pinion steering that you take a corner like this. I'm like, well, that's not of interest to me. And by my responses, you would think that he would stop, reassess, and ask better questions, but he just continued. He made assumptions based upon what he saw, not based upon what he asked. And he wasted my time, and he never made a sale. Now, if this salesperson had a system and a process down of key questions that he would ask no matter what customer, ways that he would step away from the solution because he was so keen on, let me tell you about the features, advantages, and benefits. And the key to any feature, advantage, or benefits is you need to narrow it down on what benefits the customer, not just to throw everything in the kitchen sink at it. So think about what could he have asked me. He could have complimented the car. Hey, beautiful car. What brings you here today? Tell me. Obviously the car you're driving is fast and that. What are you looking for today and why? So he could have had some key core questions and then expand based on the answers. He never made the sale. As mentioned on the prior slide, that salesman never asked foundational questions. And I already mentioned the first one. I see you came in a Camaro. What are you looking for today? Why are you looking to make a change? What items and features are important to you? What is the end result that you're looking for? In other words, that's just like asking someone, what objective are you trying to achieve? Who else is involved in this decision? Even though I'm alone, he wants to know, and most of the time, someone else is always involved in the decision. And is anything different in their criteria? In other words, he's going to find out what I'm looking for, but is there other criteria that might blindside him that he needs to be aware of? So these are good common questions if you're a salesperson. So no matter what role you are, you can build a system of what you ask and process of how you move forward that makes you more effective each and every time. So once you define your core questions, you need to be able to respond to the answers, that you listen carefully and then it branches out like a tree. Now remember, you may have 3 to 6 core questions that you want to ask, but sometimes you may only be able to ask 4 based on the answers that it moves in another direction. You do always want to define what the rest are, but you don't have to exactly go in order. You just have to have the habit of which ones you need to ask each time. And remember, from those foundation questions, then it branches out. They promote engagement for other questions to be asked based upon the content of the answers. This teaches the sales individual to listen and respond instead of thinking about what am I going to say next. I need to tell them about this feature, the advantage, or the benefit. No, you need to stop. You need to listen. And you need to listen in a way that you can summarize it back to the person. And when you do that, then it prevents you from thinking about what you're going to say next. You need to document the answers in whatever system you're using. You need to build a strategy of what your next steps are, whether it's in your mind or if you're selling by phone or if you're selling in person, but you need to take it on what your next stages are going to be And then you need to give direction of pursuit and penetration. What are my next steps? And you need to allow the system to support the process, because the system is what the support is. I'll give you an example. In a technology company, we defined what we called the 5 Qs, the 5 questions. And they were, how many employees do you have? What software are you utilizing? How many networks do you have? Those type of questions that we need to know up front, that no matter which direction we go, everything branched out from those. So we had many. And in fact, I think it went up to 8 questions after that. So whatever, a career you're in and that you're selling, or product, whether it's a service or a product, you can define some core key questions, and it should be 6 to 8. These are the key questions, and everything can sprout out from there. That helps build your strategy on what's next to follow. The next stage is really you start asking penetrating questions. In our e-webinars and in our workshops, we really define how those questions sound. It needs to be the next set of questions. What is the criteria in your decision-making process? Can I ask you, and we dig deeper into pain. What happens if you don't get this done? Great. What is your objective once this training is done? What are you looking to do next? Because I know that if you succeed here, you have something else in mind. I asked a magic wand question. If I was to wave a magic wand, what does success look like? So you could define what are your key core questions that we're speaking of. I always liked, when I asked the person about their criteria, that's important for them to make the right decision. What is, who else is involved in this decision other than yourself? And what is their criteria? And then you need a process of how you document it. If you have what type of CRM that you're utilizing, and then how it's documented. And you need to be consistent in how you do that each time. As mentioned on the prior slide, the next stage questions dig deeper. Questions about problems and pain. So what is happening in your business? How is this affecting productivity? How will this improve productivity, efficiency, effectiveness? Questions about effects on business and productivity. Questions about competition and strategic advantage. And this is one that gets lost out there. What can I ask you? How will this give you the strategic advantage over your competitors? And you learn a lot from that answer. But you also learn that as you can tie solutions that to the organizations you're working with, that you can show them this will help give you a strategic advantage over your competitor. That adds power. I told you about the magic wand question. What does success look like? And then potential solution questions, open-ended. Well, a solution that might derive more like this. Can you tell me or describe what type of solution you're looking for, or how that would look? These are good key questions, but much like the foundation questions, you can design a set of the next stage questions. So stage 3 is what we call the solution stage. It's time to define and present a solution. With any solution, you need to demonstrate and validate the situation. Let me see, Mr. Customer. The situation is this from our understanding and what we confirm, but let me reconfirm. Am I correct? Right. And if you don't get this done, here's how it's affecting your business, and it may cost XYZ. It's costing this productivity. Am I correct? Great. So you're talking about pain. Understands what happened if they did not solve the problem. Confirm through discussion and utilize tie downs. So it's very important that if we do this, you need to have this product done. It'll help you roll out in this organization. Great. What is it you need from me? And let's tie that down. But Mr. Customer, here's what I need from you. So next time we meet, can we agree that we do meet? Can we agree that you bring the information, I bring the information? Because I know, time is valuable. I know you're busy, as am I. So let's value each time that we speak so we can move things forward for your benefit. We talked about earn ability to be frank. Well, that's part of what I just discussed. But also, Mr. Customer, and I always start this from the very beginning, it's very important that I allow you to be frank with me and really push back on me if you think I'm not getting you the right answers or we need to dig deeper. And I need that to be reciprocal, because that's really for your benefit on us achieving the exact solution that you need. So at times, and there's a great sales coach out there called Mahan Glasa, that He uses his technique of, I'm concerned, I'm confused, I think we might have a problem here. Then he reviews what was discussed on the foundation, what was discussed on the next stage, and then on the solution stage. You told me that you needed to get this done because it was costing you this money. You told me that if you were able to get this done, you'll be able to roll out this new product, which would benefit your company and increase productivity. I'm concerned, I'm confused, and I think there might be a problem here because we seem to be stalling on the solution or moving forward. And I need to ask you what else is causing this roadblock. He does a great way on pushing back. And then when you're ready, present your solution with confidence, but define how it benefits them. Well, now we get to overcoming objections. Well, many salespeople, they actually pray that I hope there's no objections. Or the best salespeople, maybe sometimes might not receive an objection, but they're prepared for it and they're confident in it. And in fact, they might bring the objections up before the customer does. Handling the objective. So the proactive way is to brag the objection in the solution presentation. If you know that your competitor is going to be less cost, but if you know the differences between you and your competitor, and as you should, you could say, well, certainly if you go to XYZ, they might present something a little bit less. But let me tell you, here is, we have this person here, and he's certified by the organization that creates and develops this product. So obviously you're going to get it exactly how the manufacturer desires it, and explain, we're going to get it in the time frame, so there won't be a delay. We can help match that. And really explain why your solution is better. Brag the objection. You don't want to say, I hope he doesn't check with XYZ because they're going to find it cheaper, and then come back and delay the decision. You need to listen and show concern that what is the root behind any objection, and then respond professionally with the impact of problem and implications. Well, once again, let's take a step back because here's what we discussed. Correct me if I'm wrong. And if you don't get this done by this time frame, I provided this, and this. Tell me if I'm wrong, but this solves here, this solves here, this solves here, and we agreed on that. What else is missing? So that's actually a tie-in that you just pinning it down, and if they say, this, well, great. Then what will it take for there? We can do it or we can't, and if we can't, here's why we can't, but here's why everything else will drive and move you right to your exact solution. And then circle back to what success looks like. Because here's what success looks like. We have it ready, we have it teed up, we have it ready to go within your time frame, and we'll knock it out of the park for you. Let's move forward. So the final part is when you agree to close a sale, you still need to gain commitment. A lot of times people get lazy at this stage. So it's really important. I usually start with the customers. The last thing I want to do, Mr. Customer, is to call you 1,000 times and leave you voicemails. So if we can, since we're moving forward, let me tie down some things that I understand about your business so I know the time frame in which I'm going to receive this back. So let's understand the timelines and the actions. Help me understand your purchasing process. Where does it go from here? And what time frame should I hear back from you? So I need to know if their PO takes 3 days, if I'm going to get an answer in 5 days, because once again, the last thing I want to do is call you 100 times. And if for any reason I don't hear from you by Tuesday, I'll commit that I'll give you a call, because if there's any delay, any hiccup, I need you to commit that you'll let me know, and then we'll move forward from there. But perhaps it's something I can assist with, but at least it's respect for each other. So it's really confirmed, it's really documented within whatever you document on your CRM. So I hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, this is just a taste, what we call an EBIT, but here's a great quote for you. Leaders are made, they are not born. They are made by hard effort, which is the price which all of us must pay to achieve any goal that is worthwhile. We want to thank you for attending. If you'd like to email, our email is mark@markvillarreal.com. If you have questions about additional courses, you can send that to contact@markvillarreal.com. My website is markvillarreal.com. My phone number is listed there. And please subscribe to our YouTube, which this will be posted. But as we create new tidbits or other e-learnings or educational videos, you will be notified as well. So please, thank you very much and have a good day.